Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Scout from the video game The Flame in the Flood that I play on Nintendo Switch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out for myself, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, I'm going for more of a feel, right? A stylized feel, right? So I'm going for like this slanty weighted pose, and so I wish I had some books I could recommend right now, because there are some great. I really should have thought this through. I just started thinking about this right now as I'm drawing. There are some great books out there that talk about where you're placing your character, the positioning, the weight of the character, and what it means by that is, weight disbursement, I guess, is the best way to say it. When you are holding yourself, or you're standing still, you're either leaning on one leg or you're leaning on both, but your weight, pivots to where it is on that one leg or whatnot. So your hips move, your shoulders move, that kind of thing. And so that's kind of what I'm going for with this pose. Kind of a, a little weight dispersal. That's the best way I can say it. So I'm just gonna have her holding her stick, kind of in survival mode. Really, that's what I'm going for. So yes, basically the video game. Again, another stylized game. You give me a very stylized game, I will play that. And that's what I really liked about this game, is how stylized it was. And maybe I should point that down more. And basically that's it. That's all I can really say, is that I really liked the way it looked, which is why I wanted to draw it. But also, again, it's one of those that, well, I got it on sale, But again, that's all it takes. That's all it takes for me, is you show me a good game, you design a good game that's very stylized and beautiful looking, and then you put it on sale. I'm in. I will buy that game. I will play that game, and then if I like it, I will draw it. Do you ever buy stuff that you don't like? I mean, I'm very particular about my purchases, so I make sure it's always something that I'm gonna like, even though, a lot of times I buy them on sale and just, play them when I can. But I like to make sure it's something I'm gonna play. Just one day on Reddit, I saw someone commenting about, tell me about the games that you regret buying, or stuff like that. And a lot of them would say, it was something to the effect of tell me about the games that you haven't played, that you bought and you ended up playing them. And you know what I mean? It's pretty much kind of the same situation that I'm talking about, that you buy games and they didn't play them right away, and then when they finally played them, they didn't like them. That's what they're asking. Like, tell me about the games you bought and didn't like. That's what it's taken me forever to finally say. And a lot of people were talking about games they had that sat on their shelf or in their library, and then when they finally played them, they didn't like them. And yeah, I'm curious about that. It's like, does everybody do that? Does everybody buy games and just sits on them? I mean, I know I do. There's a lot that I buy, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to get around to it eventually. But it's going to take me a little while. So You know, I'm okay with waiting. So like I said, I don't know. I guess I'm a little surprised that everybody does it. I don't know why. It's not like I'm original. It's not like I'm the first person to think of, oh, just buy games and sit on them. But I don't know, it's surprising more as much as it is fascinating that a lot of people do. Here's going to be the trick of her. So she's got a lot of wear and tear because she's in survival mode, right? How do I make that look? How do I give her that look without making her look like she's abused, you know, beat up? You know what I mean? It's like the last thing I want to do is draw a beat up looking person. So how do I give her that look? I guess with color, right? I guess that's really the easiest answer. Let's just color it. Okay, this ought to be an easy one today. Kind of fast. Well, I'm hoping this is fast. I don't know how long this is taking me. It feels like I'm moving fast. Let's see, and on the stick we're going to kind of do this. And point it out. Something like that. So yeah, I think I'm about ready to go, because more of the details are going to come out as I do the inking. But yeah. And so her character also changes, right? And the outfits and whatnot. So I'm just picking one to go with. Alright, so let me erase some of these sketch lines, because what I start doing is when I'm first starting out, I'm throwing out lines all over the place, trying to get the position, the placement, and the proportions. And as I get more confident with each one of those, I'll start pressing harder. So when I lightly erase like this, I'm erasing those light sketch lines, because the confidence lines takes more pressure, and I'm not quite applying enough pressure to do that. So what we're doing is we're getting rid of our sketchiness and keeping our confidence. And that's how you live your life. Get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence, we'll do amazing things together and make the world a beautiful place to look at, right? With all of our art. Okay, I say we get going, welcome all the skippers, and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more video game characters, check out that playlist right there, or just do a search in the playlist in general, because I do so many drawings, I may have already drawn what you're looking for. If not, give me a shout and I'll see what I can do about requests. I'm going to dive right in with her eyes. I'm going to draw her eyelids like this. I just like to do them first just to see if I've got them level. Now I do have her head tilted slightly, so even though they're level, it is going to tilt like this. What you don't want is this, right? You know, you just got to make sure the tilt follows the tilt of the head. That's what I'm going for, and that's what I want to make sure that it did kind of slightly tilt. Now also, she's got very stylized eyes, so I'm going to draw the iris, the retina, right? The color part. Something like that. Now, once we get this small in the drawing, I can't draw the entire bottom of the eye, so I just kind of imply like this, like that. Come towards the center. And then that way, the pupil, or the iris, right, kind of implies the bottom part of the eye. And that's how I leave it. So I'm not too worried about the the bottom part. Now I do try to, even though her character doesn't have this, I'm trying to give it a real world feel. I do try to give them more of like an eyelash on top, just to get a more feminine, beautiful looking eye, right? It's gonna bleed, so I'm trying not to go too far, but just to give it something. Okay, now, as far as eyebrows go, I'm not gonna worry about it because I want her hair kind of covering it up. Right? There, so her hair is kind of covering over her eyebrows. I think you'd be able to see this one at least, so we'll say, let's draw the hair, then I'll do it. So the hair is gonna come down like this. Okay, so see, that part leaves a little bit of the eyebrow, so I will go ahead and draw one like that. Just to say, I guess this one too, you can see a little bit like that. Because they exist, but if the hair's covering it up, we don't have to draw them, right? Let's draw the face and then I'll come back up to the hair, because again, I want to make sure I kind of tilt the head just slightly. So I'm going to put her nose right here. And then I'm going to put her mouth kind of like this. And I've got kind of a frowny face because she's seen a lot of action. She's war torn. Okay, not action, but you know, she's been through a lot in her survival mode, you know. That line probably is a little too long, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm going to draw her chin over here. Here's her jawline up to her cheekbone. But again, the hair is going to start to come into play, so I'm going to kind of play with that a little bit like this. And then go up to this one. This one I'm going to show more, because we're going to do the hair kind of flowing this way. And if you notice, I'm thickening up my outer edges lines just a little bit, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match where it's going to go. Okay, so I think that's good for my hairline. Draw her neck. And that'll give me also start-stop points of where the hair is going to be. So, she's wearing a hat. I'm going to draw a line like this. And that's going to be the edge of her hair. Kind of messy. Kind of again in survival mode. She's not quite unkempt, but not quite brushed, you know. So also, I like the stylized look of her hair too, that I kind of want to keep that feel. All right, I like that. So she also has a little beanie on, so let's draw that. And then I'll draw the top part just a little bit, because she's looking at you, so you can't really see the rest of it anyway. But there's like the brim of the beanie and then the actual part that's on top of her head, right? So something like that. Again, I'm thickening my edges, but you don't have to, especially if we're working with pencil. It might look a little strange, but I know where it's going to go in a little bit, so I'm trying to keep it all consistent just for my own drawing. Okay, I like that. So let's build on this. All right, so she's got like this furry, not really a shirt, not really it's a collar, like a jacket collar is basically what it is. So I'm going to kind of rip it and kind of make it hanging down like this. Bring it back through here. Try not to get it in her hair, just so I don't have those lines confused as to what's what. Right? And so we're just drawing just like a furry collar type thing like that going around there. And it's kind of ripped, so we're gonna make it not quite all the way on this side, almost like it's ripped, you know, like I said, it's falling off, so to speak. And let's see if this is her jacket. We're gonna say that there is a like a belt. Also, let me do that. Let me draw a buckle. Something like this. And I want to do this first because you always want to draw what's in front. That way, whenever you have to draw things that are behind, there's only so much you have to draw, right? You don't have to draw every single finger. You know, you just draw what you can see. So in doing that, I like to always draw what's in front first, and then I can draw what's behind. So planning, it takes a good plan to get it the way you want, but also it'll get you a good drawing, you know? Okay, so if that's her coat, I'm gonna have it kind of going across this way. Again, a little ripped, like that. And before I forget, let me draw some more of this fur. Just a little bit of fur nonsense. I mean, mostly it should do with color, but you know, I like to add a little bit of black and white inking techniques. There we go. Okay, so she has her shirt. Let's see, we're gonna say it's right here like this. Coming down like this. Let's see her collarbone, a little bit of her neck muscles, that kind of thing. All right, so again, her stick is in front of her the way she's holding it, so again, I kind of have to plan what's going where. So I think we should draw the arms and then we'll do the body. So let's get out to the arms. Let's go, let's see, down over here like this. We're gonna rip her jacket a little bit. There's her sleeve. I guess we can draw like where her body is right there, just to give us a focal point of what is where, you know? So I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna do some wraps around her elbow, something like this. Elbow forearmish type kind of thing. Go. Since we're here, let's go ahead and add some lines for the jacket, the sleeve, you know, where it's rumpled and bent. Okay, so here she's holding the stick and hand's just pretty much doing this. You can't really see much, I guess, like that, because you know it's gonna be wrapped around. It's not a fist. It's wrapped around something, so you're going to see a little bit more of the fingers open. So, but kind of at an angle, we're kind of doing like this is what we're drawing, right? But you're not going to see that because of the stick. So, I'll draw the hand out like this, the thumb going around the stick, the fingers. Something like that. Let me add a little bit of detail here with the smaller Sharpie. I couldn't think of the word. So I'm going to draw the stick again just so we have it in front, we know where we are, up to where the hand is going to be, because again all this is in front. So it doesn't have to be straight. It's a walking stick, you know, piece of tree. So see, I did kind of bend it just a little bit, just to kind of give it that stick feel. Not perfect from a tree branch. There you go, tree branch feel. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap the fingers around this way. Like that. And the thumb is obviously wrapped around the top like that, so I can go ahead and do that. Now I can continue the stick and kind of draw it the way it is in there. So I'm gonna branch it off this way a little bit, come back, and then draw wrappings around the top. So kind of something like this. I'm exaggerating, but I kind of am trying to make it look like there's wrappings. So what I like to do in that case is then I kind of attach some of these little bumps that I just did, just to give it that feel that it's on top of this. You know, you're not just drawing lines through something like this. You're making it look like there's material on top of a piece of branch. So that's why I like to add little stuff like that, just to make it feel like it's actually, you know, wrapped. Don't ask me why. No, you know why? Because I like to. That's why. Again, super thick, super big, but that's what I was going for. Just a stylized look, a stylized feel. Now that I established this hand made it out a little bit further than my sketch, so I need to compensate for that. So I'm going to make her wrist here like this, and I'm going to bring her arm this way, and then bring the forearm to the wrist like that. Again, bringing it out just a little bit from what my plan was. Let me fix her shirt here. So I'm going to draw her breast into her side like this, into the side of the coat. The reason I wanted to do that is because I need to establish what's in front before I draw what's behind. So now I can draw the back of her arm like this, back behind her waist, right? That simple. Planning. It's all about planning. Okay. Now, let's see, there's a buckle on her coat. I would want to make sure I put that in. A couple of them, but I don't think you can see this one. Let's do this one. And it's just kind of fastened to the coat, so it's like that. In other words, it's not a belt or anything going all the way around like that one. And let's go ahead and draw the coat. So I'm gonna bring it down like this. So now that I've got, again, established what's in front, I can draw the rest. So her waist is gonna come out like this, and then I'm gonna bring the coat down like this. And I could bring it the rest of the way. And I guess maybe you can see this buckle. Let's go ahead and do it. Since I did that, we'll say that's what that is. So something like that. What else? Let's see. Oh, you know what? This is attached to a foxtail. Let me go ahead and draw that. And for the foxtail, we're just going to kind of hang it right here. So we're just going to kind of do like we did there, just kind of Something like that, right? Not too crazy. There's details in it, but I want to do that with color. All right. So now, or you know what? Maybe the foxtail. Well, it varies. There's a belt underneath here too, and it looks like in one of them it's on her side here, but in another one it's on her top belt. Here, let's draw the pouch. So, let's see. She's got another belt down here, and all you can see of that is the edge because of the way her coat is covering it up, at least in my drawing. And there's a pouch on this side. We'll just do something like this, just for, you know, pouch purposes. All right, so now it's pretty much just legs, bandaged pants, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and draw this leg down. I'm gonna rip up the pants like this. Back up to the crotch. This leg is coming down. We're going to bandage it up like we did up there, just a few little straps on top over the material. You can bring the leg in like that. And let's go ahead and add the detail before I go too far. And a lot of times too, what I try to do is not exactly try to match all the way across, right? Just to make it look like it's some kind of wrapping. Like one, sure, but then there's stuff laying over itself, you know? So her legs are kind of, I got the pants kind of ripped above where the boots are. So I'm just going to draw a little bit of leg and then boot, right? Like that. Let's do the same thing here. There we go. Now we're just going to draw boots, and that should be it. Survival boots, right? Okay, just boots. There's no such thing as survival. Are there such thing as survival boots? I mean, I guess whatever you survive in, those are your survival boots. But like, if there's something made, it's like, okay, well, they contain a whistle, matches, a jetpack, and food for a week. That would be survival boots, right? 'Cause that's how you survive. Okay, let me add some little detail here. Like, because they're boots, I want to do some kind of feel to them, some kind of lace type thing. And that being said, I'm going to add big black laces like I do with my big Sharpie. Like this. Watch this. X's. That's all I'm going to do. But it does, you know, the simple, since we've been doing it since we're kids, you just draw X's like that for laces. But it does give it that thick, thin feel. Oops. An accented look, right? And why not, just because we're here, let's go ahead and add just a little bit of the loops, the eyelets. if you can. If not, don't worry about it. You're done. Even some of these are too small to do. There you go. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Scout from The Flame in the Flood. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.